Hello everyone. In this video we will explore how the human body controls its movements and coordinates its actions with other parts of the body and the environment. Our body is a complex machine and it has to perform tons of functions, processes every day to maintain and sustain life. You know what? Apart from the certain activities which we perform, the environment we are aware. But what is happening inside our body? Right? All these processes, all these systems need to be timed out and properly maintained. For this, we have two systems with us, nervous system and hormonal system. By this, we are very clear that why do we need the nervous system? We need to remember, we need to think, we need to reason out the things. Yes, of course, and to regulate the involuntary activities and control the voluntary functions which our body has to perform. So before starting off with the nervous system, the different types of nervous system, first let us understand the information messengers. The information messengers which are the basic structural and functional unit of this nervous system, that is the neuron. We'll talk about the structure of the neuron now. Pause. The structure of a neuron or the nerve cell. There are three main parts of a neuron. First is the cell body which we also call as the perikaryon or the cytone. Right. The second part is the dendrites, and the third main part is the axon. Right. Now see, the cell body, it is as a normal cell. There will be a cell membrane, a nucleus will be there. Right. We'll make one nucleus out here. A well-defined nucleus is present. Then the granular cytoplasm is present. And there will be other cell organelles as they are in the other cells except centrosome. You know what? A very important fact about the nerve cells, that nerve cells do not divide. Means the number of nerve cells which are present at the time of the birth will remain forever till you die. They will be there until unless some harm is caused to them. Because they do not reproduce, they do not divide. So when they do not divide, the number will remain the same. Now this is the cell body. And what we have made these extensions, these branched cytoplasmic projections of the cell body, and these are known as the dendrites. Right. Then next, from one of the dendrite is a long process from the cell body. It's a long process and it ends up into a few nerve endings. We can call these as the nerve endings. Okay. Then it varies in size, the axon size, it varies. It can be from few millimeter to 1 meter in length. Few millimeter to 1 meter in length. In most neurons, the axon is surrounded by a white insulin sheath. So it is surrounded by a white insulin sheath which is known as the myelin sheath. Right, so this is the white insulin sheath which is the myelin sheath or the medullary sheath which is covered by an outermost thin sheath called the neurolemma or neurilemma. So what we can see here, that we have, this is a myelin sheath, and there will be another layer. The outermost layer is known as the neurilemma. So there will be outermost layer, like it can be, we can make it like this. So a thin layer will be there which is known as the neurilemma or neurolemma. The myelin sheath shows some gaps. So can you observe these caps out here? So these caps are known as the nodes of Ranvier. Nodes of Ranvier. Then some axons may have side branches also. They are known as the collaterals. And the end portions, which I told you, are the nerve endings. These nerve endings, they end like a bulb. You can see they end like a bulb, right? And obviously in these bulbs there are the neurotransmitters which will help to transmit the messages, right? The electrical impulse, we'll be talking about that also. The transmission of the nerve impulse is through the synapse. We'll talking about the synapse also. Now no two axons are combined together, they are not joined together. The other axon will start after some gap, right? I'll just make this much short. So other axon will be, these are the dendrites. The other neuron, it will not come, it is not joined here, but it is closely placed near the dendrites of another one, right? So this axon, the axon endings of one neuron and the dendrites of the other neuron, they are not connected, but they are placed near to each other, and this space is known as the, this space which we observe here, this space is known as the synaptic cleft. I'll mark it as a star mark. It is known as a synaptic cleft. I hope I am clear with the structure of the neuron. I'll just revise it. The structure of the neuron, it has three main parts: the cell body, dendrites, and the axon. Cell body is the main cell which consists of different cell organelles like nucleus, the cytoplasm is there. Except centrosome, all the other organelles are present. Then dendrites, these are the extensions on the extensions of the cell body only, which actually receive the stimulus. Then one of the dendrites, it is a long process and it is known as the axon. Now this axon is covered by a myelin sheath, and this myelin sheath, the outermost thin layer, is known as the neurolemma or the neurolemma. Then the axons end as into a bulb-like structure, that is the nerve endings. In this bulb-like structure, what is there? In these bulb-like structures, what is there? There are neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters, we'll be talking about these in detail in the next video. Then the one neuron, say the neuron A, which for the transmission of the nerve impulse, neuron A and the neuron B, between two neurons, they are not connected, they are not joined to each other, but the neuron A axon endings and the neuron B dendrites are placed closely to each other, and this space is known as the synaptic cleft. And mostly these axons can be few millimeter to 1 meter long. Thank you.